Hello, everyone, and welcome to Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories. I'm your host, retired NYPD Sergeant Bill Cannon, a 27-year veteran on the end of the NYPD. When I saw this story, I just couldn't help myself, and I had to sort of jump on it. And what it is, it's sort of I'm sort of conflicted about this in one way and another. I'll explain it. What it's about: a district attorney, New York State district attorney from Monroe County, which is in Western New York, who gets pulled over for speeding by an officer and refuses to stop. And she basically uses her position to sort of belittle the officer, refuse to comply, pulls her car into her garage. The officer's asking her to walk out of her garage. She refuses. She calls his boss, the chief, who she calls by his first name, Dennis. It's sort of embarrassing when you watch it, but in the same vein, you know, let's not pretend that people in powerful positions, people that have powerful jobs, and people that are connected don't get special favors done for them. That's totally true. These are some of the embarrassing photos taken, and you would think the district attorney would know that an officer in a traffic stop, he has body worn video, so everything is being recorded. So she has some. Well, this is her apology photo from today, but there's some really sort of embarrassing photos here. And when you accompany these photos with the entitlement of the language she used and how she cursed out the officer. The truth, Bill, folks are out for this woman's blood. She had a bad day, pleaded guilty, and apologized. People need to get up. The truth, I sort of agree. But in the same vein, sometimes, what if this wasn't, say this was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and it wasn't on body worn video? Might the officer be in trouble for doing his job because they would maybe take the word of this district attorney over the officer? And again, you're 100% right. Everyone can have a bad day. There was an expression on the police department: 1,000 attaboys, meaning attaboy, don't equal one shit. And that simply means 1,000 good things can be erased with one mistake. And it's true in a lot of businesses. It's true in a lot of professions. And I understand she had a bad day. And I'm not saying, but I'm not going to just not cover this, because I think she'll survive this. I really do. I think she'll survive it. There was another politician downstate, I think it was actually in New Jersey, that she wasn't even pulled over. Her daughter was, and she was following close behind. And she tried to use her position to belittle the officer and have her daughter not comply with providing the her license and all of that stuff. And she actually had to resign from her very powerful government position. So look, we all have bad days, and something, but in having this bad day, this district attorney, her name is Sandra Doorley, she could have put others in danger. I don't know if this is the chief here, but she called him by her cell phone and put the officer on. Like, that is like really a no-no. You're putting both the chief and the officer in a potential compromising position there. Whereas if they now don't write the summons, they could say, well, why didn't you? And the thing is that in summonses, officers have discretion. So they don't have to write the summons. So if you're nice and you identify yourself and I had a bad, maybe the officer wouldn't have given me, but you came across like, not good for someone who was trying to get off on a summons. It wasn't It wasn't good. And we'll show you some of the body worn video. And, as they used to say, let's use this as a learning experience. So, folks, hold on to your hats. You're about to enter true crime from a police perspective. You're about to enter the off the cuff zone. Police off the cuff.
There has to be some common sense.
Yes, sir. They have the car stopped at 10th and Ranch, Michael Byler.
We still don't know who pulled the trigger.
I'm going to get right into playing the some of the news reports on this. And yes, this is being blown up. In fact, the New York State Governor, Kathy Hochul, is now involved. She wants a state investigation. Yeah. Okay. Let's play this here.
Police officer, it was her choice not to stop when he attempted to pull her over for going 20 miles over the speed limit on Phillips Road Monday. She said she was having a very bad day. Instead of arresting her for failing to stop, the officer wrote her a ticket. Tonight, at least one group is calling for more accountability. Jatira Marsh joins us with a closer look at the police footage and what transpired once the DA drove home. Jatira.
Teresa, from what we will see in the video, law enforcement say the situation has turned into a much bigger issue than what it has to be. Monday around 5:30, a Webster police officer says he was attempting to pull over District Attorney Sandra Doorley on Phillips Road. In the body cam footage, Doorley explains why she didn't pull over, and instead she kept going and didn't stop until she pulled into her own garage. Doorley is seen on the phone. She tells the officer she called Webster police chief.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped you. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free, absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
To leave me alone.
During the back and forth, Doorley insists on speaking to a supervisor.
So why didn't you just stop like you're supposed
Because
to?
I didn't feel like stopping on Phillips Road at 5:30.
That's not your choice. You know that.
Well, I made it my choice.
Okay. Well, now you made it a bigger deal than it needed to be.
It's a really bigger deal. And when people start calling, it's a much bigger deal.
Well, you caused that, Sandra. Well, what do you want us to do? Not do our job because it's you?
No, it's fine. I said, write me a ticket. But I was just saying, I was not going to stop at Phillips Road at 5:30. Okay.
Well, you broke another law because of that, right? And you should know better. That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense, Sandra.
Instead of arresting Doorley, Webster police write her a ticket.
All right, ma'am. So I'm issuing you speed in zone 55 and a 35.
That's fine. I'll take care of it since I'll be prosecuting myself.
Okay.
Doorley released a statement yesterday on the matter saying, I acknowledged that I was speeding and I accepted the ticket. By 1 p.m. the following day, I pled guilty and sent the ticket to the Webster Town Court because I believe in accepting responsibility for my actions and had no intention of using my position to receive a benefit. Teresa, back to you.
All right, Jatira, thank you. Michael Johnson, the director of the social justice group Save Rochester, says they plan to file formal complaints by Monday. In a release today, he writes, Sandra Doorley's blatant disregard for the law must not go unchecked. I reached Johnson by phone tonight. He said if this had been any other citizen, they would not have been allowed to get away with the behavior she displayed.
I don't look. This is an unfortunate incident. It's it could have blown up worse than it was, right? But I mean, do we now punish her for the rest of her life? I mean, she's been in sort of an outstanding citizen up until this date. What is the proper penalty for this? We can also take a look at the more news accounts of it, but it's sort of blown out of proportion because of who she is. She's a district attorney, and she has enemies out there. She prosecutes people for crimes. So when she does something wrong, the public wants a piece.
An apology from embattled Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Doorley following her controversial encounter with Webster Police, who says she failed to pull over when caught speeding.
Last Monday, I failed you and the standards that I hold myself to. And for that, I am so sorry.
Sandra Doorley recording this message saying she's sorry for what happened last Monday when this encounter with police went down at her home.
So why didn't you just stop like you're supposed to?
Because I didn't feel like stopping on Phillips Road at 5:30.
That's not your choice. You know that.
Well, I made it my choice.
You should know better.
Do I need traffic ticket?
That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense. Sandra?
Police already have a tough job, and that day I made this officer's job harder. I've been humbled by my own stupidity, and I'm fully to blame.
We have team coverage tonight. There have been calls for Doorley's resignation. She says that she is not stepping down. The DA's pre-recorded apology surfaced at 6 this morning. The statement has prompted discussions about the district attorney's next steps and questions about her future. 13 WHAM's Jackie Napier begins our team coverage, breaking down the reactions and proposed course of action from both Democratic and Republican leaders. Jackie, what have you learned?
Good evening, Stephen. In her video statement, Sandra Doorley noted that if one of her assistant district attorneys had behaved as she did, they would have faced disciplinary action. Now, the Monroe County District Attorney says she's imposing discipline on herself. In a statement released Monday morning, District Attorney Sandra Doorley expressed commitment to full transparency and said she is taking steps to hold herself accountable.
I'm referring the entire matter to a district attorney from another county for review and will fully cooperate with that investigation. I'm going to self-report this incident to the Grievance Committee, and I will cooperate with their investigation. I will take ethics training to remind myself that professionalism matters.
The apology coming 1 week after refusing to pull over for a speeding ticket and then arguing with a Webster police officer who followed her home to question her actions. The incident caught on body camera video.
I think we all watched the video on Friday afternoon with horror, just cringeworthy in terms of seeing how the reaction was between the district attorney and the police officer, and none of us found that to be acceptable.
Governor Kathy Hochul says the matter has been referred to the Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct, which has the authority to review and investigate prosecutors' conduct. State Senator Jeremy Cooney says he supports a bipartisan, fact-based investigation.
We can be disappointed, we can be angry, we can be frustrated, but right now she deserves due process just like any other member of Monroe County. This is really about restoring trust across Monroe County and across New York State.
Patrick Riley, the Monroe County Republican chairman, says the party continues to fully stand behind Doorley. In a statement, he said in part, quote, "Nobody is perfect and everyone has a bad day. District Attorney Doorley has atoned, should not and will not be going anywhere." The Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct will prepare a report detailing its findings and recommendations upon completing its investigation. The Onondaga County District Attorney will be reviewing Doorley's conduct, according to the Monroe County DA's office. Stephen.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Reaction to Doorley's controversy is running high. 13 WHAM's Natalie Calzatoni attended a protest today with some community members demanding Doorley be held accountable for her actions. Natalie.
Stephen, just a few hours after Sandra Doorley released a video apologizing for her actions, a group of community members demonstrated outside of her downtown office, with some asking that she be fired, while others offered Doorley their support.
Hey, Doorley! Hey, Doorley! Madam, we don't play! Madam, we don't play! Either you can resign! Either you can resign! Or you can get fired today! You can get fired today!
A group protesting outside Sandra Doorley's office Monday morning, 1 week after the district attorney's tense interaction with a Webster police officer.
I am the DA of Monroe County.
I understand that, but that doesn't give you a right to go 55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I understand that, ma'am. I understand that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it.
Demonstrators, including State Assemblyman Damon Meeks, demanding accountability.
Our top prosecutor has a responsibility to set an example for our community.
Meeks called her actions a blatant abuse of power and hopes there is a full investigation of her actions.
She's prosecuted individuals. She's done her job, right? But I often say that a measure of an individual is what they do outside the job. I know firsthand, like, no one can tell me that if she was an African American, she would be able to tell you the story the next day.
Randy Semino was also at the protest, but in support of Doorley. He says he understands why others are upset about her actions, but believes everyone deserves a second chance.
I think that we should step back and recap 33 years of service before we make a decision on one bad day, one bad decision. Was she right? No. Should we just, does it rise to this level? Absolutely not. I mean, come on.
Lynn Mazurkowitz, wife of fallen RPD officer Anthony Mazurkowitz, posted on Facebook that she is one person you will not see rejoicing in Doorley's downfall. She says, quote, "Judge her not for 30 minutes of her life, but all the good she has done."
It was a bad day, a bad mistake. She understands it. She apologized.
I didn't see her apology video, but I think it's a bit late.
We've reached out to the Webster Police Chief, but have not heard back. Doorley's apology video that was released this morning can be found on 13wham.com. Stephen.
So, you know, I just, I'm sort of conflicted. Yeah, she was 100% wrong. You can't argue that she wasn't wrong. And she's admitted to it. She's ready to take, but there's another old expression on the police department: don't kill a mosquito with a sledgehammer, and simply make the penalty fit the crime. 100%, she was arrogant. She was out of line. And I'm sure that she, now that this occurred, she's thinking, oh my God, how could I have been that stupid? I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I know people want to see the body worn video. But before I go to the body worn video, then that's another thing. How could a district attorney know that that she's not being recorded? The officer's got a camera, body worn video. She's the DA. How does she not know that? So everything she says is being recorded. I just want to take a little poll here. For those in the most strict people, how many, if you think that Sandra Doorley should get fired for this, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 if you think she should get fired. If you think that she should get punished, some kind of sanction, she's already going to get she already pled guilty to the speeding ticket. If you think she should get some kind of lesser sanction, put 2. I'm just interested to see how we feel here. Wow, there's a lot of 1s. Wow. So you guys are the people that kill mosquitoes with a sledgehammer then, to use that police department expression. So I'm seeing Carol Grayson number 2. Yeah, I sort of feel that way too. I think that everyone can have a bad day. She was, look, there's no argument. She was 100% wrong. But, to pull out another police department expression, 1,000 attaboys don't equal 1 ah shit. And this was an ah shit. She was an ah shit moment. She made a big mistake, and she was arrogant. She was everything. She was entitled, and she attempted to use her position to get out of it. So this is the full body video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but we'll watch some of this.
55 and a 35. I don't really care. Okay. So can you please come over here? This is on a traffic stop, ma'am.
Yes, it is. You can call Dennis Kohlmeyer right now.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped you. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free. Absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
To leave me alone? It's
Officer Christopher. Can you stay over here, ma'am? This is a traffic. This is a legal traffic stop. Do you have your ID?
No, it's in my purse. Here.
You have your purse right there.
No, this is my lunch. Would you talk to Dennis? This is ridiculous.
See, that's another thing that I find pretty egregious. The chief now, this is all on video. If he was going to give her a favor, do a favor and say, let her go, he can't do that because it's being recorded. And any courtesy, if there was going to be some courtesy rendered or some discretion rendered, it would be done by the police officer. But he's not about to do that after the way he's been treated.
Ridiculous. No way.
Hello, sir. Good. Ma'am, can you please stay at the back? This is a ma'am, this is legal traffic stop. Can you please stay over here?
No. Hey, baby, get your little guy out of here.
Sir, I stopped her for going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road.
And
Coming
she
home from
failed
work.
to stop. She drove all the way back home and parked in her garage. And now she's not complying with any of my commands. Ma'am, do not go inside.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right. Ma'am, come outside. You can't just go inside. This is a traffic stop. Here's your phone back.
I understand the law better than you. Would you just
953. Can
just
you have a
leave me alone?
supervisor come to the scene?
No. Get out of my fucking house.
I don't know why you're acting like this towards me.
Because
Can you please go to the back of the vehicle?
I'm not going to. I'm home. Okay, 55.
I don't care if you got home. You were supposed to stop at Phillips Road when I pulled you over. When my lights were
I
initiated.
didn't know you were stopping me. There was lots of other people on the road.
I was right behind you.
Yeah, there were other people on the road too.
Okay, I was directly behind
I'm
you.
not dealing with you right
Can
now.
you please step over here?
I'm not going to.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
I just don't understand the hostility towards me. I'm doing my job.
No, you're being an asshole.
How am I being an asshole?
I am the DA of Monroe County.
I understand
Yes,
that, but
I'm
that doesn't
coming
give
home
you
from work,
a right
and
to
I
go
was
55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I
don't
understand
really
that,
care.
ma'am.
I don't
I
really
understand that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it. Okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just don't understand the hostility. I understand you're coming home from
You're
work.
making-
That was one of the worst lines she had. Go ahead, give me a summons. I'm the one who prosecutes it. That was pretty bad. I think it's pretty bad. It's much worse when you watch the full body cam video than it was on those little excerpts we've been watching. This is pretty bad.
And half the time I was on the phone with Dennis telling him, why are you pulling me over?
You're not even supposed to be on the phone to begin with. You
Oh,
should
yes.
know that.
Oh, on hands-free? Absolutely.
Okay.
You should know the law.
Okay. If it is hands-free, that's great. But at the end of the day, you're going 55 and a 35. That's 20
Okay.
miles over the speed limit.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. You know what I've been dealing with all day? 3 murders in the city. And do you think I really care if I was going 20 miles over the speed limit?
I'm just doing my
I would
job.
get
If
in
you
front of
pulled,
a-
if you pulled over when you saw my lights, which obviously you did,
I thought you were going somewhere else because I thought no one would ever pull a black SUV if you ran my plates.
I
to
didn't
find
run
out.
your plate. I just called your plate out, and then I'm following you because you're not stopping. So I had to take the air from dispatch.
Just please.
953. You can have the air back, by the way. Just come outside over here.
No, I'm not going outside.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you just to leave.
Well, I'm having a supervisor come because that's what my chief told me to do.
A lot of you guys think that he should have arrested her, which was within his discretion because she wasn't complying with his orders. Mary Michael, she should have been drug alcohol tested. She should have been arrested. She just called him an a-hole. This lady's really rough around the edges, so self-important and self-entitled. This is hard to see. Yeah. Cops deal with this every single day in one way or the other, you know.
Do you have your driver's license?
I just showed you my driver's
You show me your badge.
With EMS, a 14-year-old having a seizure, 200 East River Road, apartment 200 on the third
Because
floor.
I was going 55 up Phillips Road. And I was
She's
just
part of
trying
it. She's
to-
a DA.
Yep, I know. And I was just trying to pull into my driveway. I was on
Okay.
the phone with Dennis Kohlmeyer saying, would you please tell the person who's following me that
Listen,
I'm almost home?
Ma'am, I understand you were going home, but I started my lights back at Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road, yes,
Yes.
you did, and there are other cars.
I was right behind you, directly behind you. At the end,
Go ahead, like,
listen,
you wanna,
at the
like
end
I
of the
said,
day,
go ahead if you wanna write me a traffic ticket, that's fine.
okay, at the end of
I
the
really
day,
don't care.
at the end of the day, I was stopping you for speed. If you
I've
just
had a
stopped,
really bad day. I've been dealing with
and
murders
I
in
get
the
it,
city
and I
all
get
the-
it. We have bad
I'm
days
sorry,
also,
I'm
ma'am.
I'm sorry.
We have bad days also. I'm gonna just add it to the job real quick. You can just go and actually add it. You don't have to use the error. At the end of the day, I was just making a traffic stop, doing my job, what I was supposed to do.
Well, fine, thank you.
Okay? So now supervisor's on his way, and then
Who's-
we'll go
which
from there.
supervisor's coming over here?
Huh?
Who?
Sergeant Johnson. I understand you had it. Like, I get it. We all have bad days at work.
And I'm gonna go in the house, seriously, this is ridiculous.
No, this is a traffic stop, and you, out of everyone, should know that if there's a legal traffic stop, which I have the right to detain you until this is done.
Then just write me the fucking ticket. I really don't care.
Well, then just hang out at the back of the car.
Because I'm the one that's gonna prosecute myself. You know what I'll do with the ticket?
Okay, just come out here for me and just stand.
I'm not walking out there. I'm not, any baby, right? Here's a good
Corey, you just want to stand up here. Yeah, as long as it's added to the job. Sergeant on his way?
Because you said 10-4.
Okay.
So, it could be.
I was speeding at Phillips Road. He turned around. I didn't know if it was me. I wasn't sure because there were other cars going back and forth. Then I got to turning into the field press, and I'm like, I'm just gonna drive home. That's what I did. So I did. And I got on the phone with Dennis. I don't know. Even before I turned, but when I turned in and said, you know, it's me that they're stopping. Just tell them it's me. So I don't know. That's pretty good.
General rule of thumb is if you see the lights behind you, pull over.
942.
You know what? There are other cars in Phillips.
942.
I'm just gonna pull in.
You have me to the two stuff.
I would advise against that. I mean, you're supposed to pull off to the side of the road if somebody with their emergency lights is coming behind you anyways.
Yeah, I just.
Corey, it's fine. Just, we're having supervisors come, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, come
Okay?
on. Just.
This is what my chief wants. That's at the end of the day, you called him. I spoke to him on your phone, and this is what he
Yeah,
wants.
I'm gonna call him again. Seriously. It's like you didn't find neighbors. Seriously, there's 3 officers.
People that were yelling at one another at the tennis court area.
Yeah, and got out of the vehicle, everything. So
I believe that the chief did show up. I think it's the guy on the phone in the, there he is walking down the driveway. And any time for a discretion or courtesy or is gone because she made a big deal out of this and with her behavior. Some of you guys are surprised that she wasn't arrested. Well, she was given a summons. A summons is in lieu of arrest instead of. So she did get a summons. Heather, whatever, I love your name, by the way. Talk about needs a psych evaluation. This woman is off the charts. Plus, she must be impaired somehow, some way, because besides being overwhelmingly out of touch with reality. Yeah. Well, she gets the summons, but this absolutely was unnecessary, and it was caused by her arrogance, really, when you think of it. But this went all the way up to the governor. I'll put this little news report. The governor wants a state investigation on this. And then it became so political as people from the other side of the aisle, basically wanted her beheaded, for this.
Western New York District Attorney Governor Hochul now seeking a state investigation into Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Doorley. She was captured on body camera video speaking to an officer about why she refused to pull over after she was caught speeding. Instead, she just drove home. The governor says Doorley tried to use her public office to evade responsibility. Now, Doorley released a video apology overnight, and here it is.
Okay, so why didn't you just stop like you're supposed to?
Because I didn't feel like stopping on Phillips Road at 5:30.
That's not your choice.
I had just come from work. I was dealing with 3 homicides that occurred over the weekend. I watched a video where an innocent cab driver was executed, and I was still reeling from a frightening medical concern that my husband received that afternoon. But we all had bad days and stress, and it was wrong for me to take it out on an officer who was simply doing his job.
Ms. Doorley says that she pled guilty to the ticket and paid the fine. She says another DA will investigate the incident. We are following a scandal involving.
So that's the case, basically. I just thought it would be, sort of interesting to watch. It's not, when you think of it, it's like saying that politicians don't have major things done for them, or get special privileges. Of course they do, and they'll act like, "Oh no, not us, not we." Yeah, there's no defense for what she did. She's guilty, 100% guilty. It's just the penalty is what I question, and a lot of you guys are from the school of killing a mosquito with a sledgehammer, and that's fine. Most people thought she should be fired when I took the little poll. But Stephanie, blah-de-blah, a DA should not feel untouchable and above the law. Well, no one should feel above the law. You're 100% correct. Alcy, nobody is infallible, I guess. No, absolutely not. The law applies to everyone. Well, guys, that's gonna be our show for tonight. I just want to do I did a show earlier on a tragic incident. 8 cops were shot in North Carolina. 3 of them were killed. They were from the U.S. Marshal's office. They were enforcing an arrest warrant, and the perpetrators fired over 100 rounds, and 3 officers were killed. So I did that show earlier. That was horrific. This one's a little lighter. I don't think it's that serious, but again, people are really, really upset about this. Anyway, have a great night, everyone. I'm Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. See you next time. God bless.
One episode just ain't enough.